Who'd have ever thought of doing a car in red and white? Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:64 scale Matchbox Renault Twizy. I got this in a mail call from Tom at Spork Syndicate. Thanks again, Tom. You've been so generous in sending me cars over the years. This is a cute little guy. I don't know if you see these where you live, but they're fairly common over here in Europe. One of my friends asked me to make this over for his daughter and gave me a few guidelines to help, so I'll do my best to please both of them with this simple custom job. The Twizy is a two-seat electric microcar designed and marketed by Renault. It's classified in Europe as a light or heavy quadricycle, depending on the output power, which is either 5.4 horsepower for the 45 model or 17 horsepower for the 80 model, both names reflecting its top speed in kilometers per hour. Originally manufactured in Spain, production was moved to South Korea in 2019 to meet the increased demand for the car in Asia. In July 2023, it was announced that production of the Twizy was ending. Matchbox has done a good job in matching the styling and dimensions of the Twizy with their casting. These plastic wheels will get set to the side. And now I can get busy. The Twizy debuted as a concept car at the 2009 Frankfurt Motor Show, but not until March 2012 was it released to the French market, followed a month later by several other European countries. Available in 3 models, the Twizy sales price did not include the battery pack, which was leased for a monthly fee that included roadside assistance and a battery replacement guarantee. In 2020, the Twizy became available as a direct purchase in the UK, no longer requiring the battery rental. It was the top-selling plug-in electric vehicle in Europe during 2012. Global cumulative sales totaled more than 29,000 units. It was cute and popular. If you enjoy this kind of die-cast makeover video, then I invite you to come back regularly for new uploads every Saturday, like the ones shown in these pics, which are already in the pipeline, and the occasional 3D printing project too. It's all free for you, the viewers. All I ask in return is a thumbs up for this video and a respectful comment after you've finished watching. I had already primed the stripped and sanded casting, as you can see, when I thought I'm going to fill in these lower door panel window openings with a thin sheet of styrene. I'll secure them temporarily with some superglue from the inside. Then I'll fill in the gaps with some milliput to make 2 smooth doors. If you keep your fingers moist during this process, you get a little bit better workability out of the putty. It smooths out quite nicely, but my habit is always to apply a little bit of glaze putty that I can sand finely when it's dry. Best to leave it overnight if you're not in a rush. And I wasn't, so it's the next day when I put on a top coat of diamond white after priming the sanded putty. This is one of the new Kaleido brand paints from Gaahleri. I'm applying it with their swallowtail airbrush with a 0.5mm needle. Today's community shout-out goes to Tom's Chop Shop 85 on Instagram. He follows me and I follow him back, and I can recommend his excellent hobby creations to you. Look for the link in the description of this video. I always give my paint bottles a good shaking up before I put them into my airbrush. This is Italian Racing Red. All of the Kaleido paints are water-based acrylics, but they really paint like lacquers. I've masked off part of the Twizy because I just want to get the top rails and a little bit of the back end as a nice contrast against the diamond white. I give that about 10 minutes for the paint just to get tacky, not dry, which makes unmasking a little bit less stressful of an adventure. A couple of touch-ups are often necessary, as in this case, but not too bad. I went ahead and clear-coated the casting, which is a necessary step before applying the decals. There aren't too many, and it won't take many to cover the Twizy. This decal for the front is a DIY one that I made to match the original, but in red. It's got some headlights and the Renault logo right in the middle. Here's what I'm trying to achieve. That's what I made. Pretty close. You'll recognize the ones going on the doors. This is the request from Dad for his daughter. And now the red and white color scheme makes sense. Still tiny, and still really cute. I like this look on the Twizy. Brake lights on the back is the last decal to be applied. So small I need to check it out with a magnifying glass to make sure it's centered. And with the channel logo on the undercarriage, we're good to go to clear coat. My only concern at the reassembly stage is that the one-piece glass will fit back inside without any trouble. I did trim away the styrene door panels, which were really just placeholders. Both the glass canopy and the plastic interior are untouched. There's a wheel swap I did to match the color scheme. Shout out to Sam Ed Wheels for being so generous to me for so many years. Turns out there'd been no need to worry. It was a snug fit, but no scrapes or abrasions, so that's good. Those parts drop down onto the plastic interior. Give it a little click into place. Perfect. And on goes the plastic chassis with replacement wheels. And a pair of M2 4mm screws. Just a bit smaller than the 256 size that are common in America. I'm all done, so let's have a closer look. Remember, there was an open window on the lower half of each one of the doors. I filled those in with some milliput, smoothed it out, painted over it with diamond white, Italian racing red on the top, and a couple of logos as requested for this special job. Not a commission project because I don't ask for any pay. It was just a request from a viewer, which I'm happy to oblige. One more thanks to Spork Syndicate for sending the Twizy my way. Pretty basic to start with, and a little dressed up now. Consider it to be a mini emergency phantasm response unit. Couldn't handle a big Ghostbusters job, but maybe a Slimer or two. That was a fun build with good memories of an entertaining film franchise. An homage to Bill Murray and company. I have to ship this one out, and because it's a special gift, I'm making a custom blister pack in the same fashion as the ones that I send to the Goodwill shop. Cut to size. Rounded corners. It's got a little bit of Maple Leaf Customs propaganda and a number 431 holographic certificate of authenticity. It's awfully small, but I have a suspicion that there's a full-size one in the driveway for a certain young lady's birthday. This is a companion piece. Thanks for visiting my channel today, Ghostbusters fans, or not. Come on back soon, and often. It's coffee time.